critical now that local government does everything in its power to address local permits. California has done everything it can. No more excuses. Time to deliver.
Now at 5, Governor Newsom escalating his call for cities and counties to clear homeless encampments as the state rolls out new funding for treatment beds. Good evening, I'm Claudine Wong. Tonight, the issue of homelessness is dominating the conversation at both the state and the local level. In San Jose, the city council held a special budget session that included Mayor Matt Mahan's controversial homeless initiative. While today, Governor Newsom unveiled his plan to combat homelessness across the state. All right, let's start with the governor, because today he released what he calls a model ordinance that he wants cities to use immediately. And then there is $3.3 billion in voter-approved funding that the governor released for housing and behavioral health problems. Greg Lee took a deeper look into all of this and really the plan and the strategy, Greg.
Yeah, Claudia, the governor is calling this a starting point for communities all throughout the state. He is urging cities and counties to adopt this approach and to do it quickly. Governor Newsom making another push to urge cities and counties to clear homeless encampments as the issue continues to vex California.
The state has changed, and so too now must the cities and counties. It is time to take back the streets. It's time to take back the sidewalks. It's time to take these encampments.
Newsom drafted a model ordinance that local governments can adopt to clear and ban encampments. It includes a ban on persistent camping in one location, a ban on encampments that block sidewalks, and a requirement that local officials provide notice and make every reasonable effort to identify and offer shelter prior to clearing an encampment. Newsom also awarded $3.3 billion in voter-approved funds to expand housing and behavioral health treatment options that he says will add 5,000 beds around the state.
Supporting 214 new facilities. You will see that almost every part of the state is included. 54 of the 58 counties will be receiving this unprecedented support.
Federal housing data shows California accounts for nearly 1/3 of the U.S. homeless population. 187,000 people are unhoused. Newsom bolstered his push with last year's Supreme Court ruling that made it easier for cities to penalize homeless people for sleeping outside. Advocates decried the decision and this latest move.
It's going to take consistent investment in case management and housing navigation. That's ultimately how we're going to see encampments go away. It's not by punishing people for larger forces outside of their control.
I'm not interested anymore, period, full stop, of funding failure. I want to see real results.
In the Bay Area, many cities have taken steps to clear and increase enforcement of encampments, including Oakland, San Francisco, and San Jose. Homelessness continues to be a pressing issue for California voters. Newsom's administration has spent $27 billion trying to address it. The state Republican Party accuses him of trying to score political points, writing in part, instead of taking responsibility, he's trying to shift the blame to local communities. Californians and the rest of the country know the real problem is his broken promises and failed policies.
Whether it's because he's seeking other office or he wants to end his governorship with high approval ratings, the reality is how homelessness is going in California is very much the lens through which people are viewing his governorship.
Now, looking through the list today, 19 Bay Area projects are receiving a cut of today's funding for shelter projects. This Wednesday, the governor will release his revised budget proposal for the new year, and we will see if there's any additional funding in the works for homelessness and what that actually looks like for cities and counties.
All right, something to watch for on Wednesday. So I know the governor is trying to get people to just get on board, but what happens if they don't? Is there teeth to this if they say, you know what, we're not interested?
Yeah, that was one of the things he was asked today, and right now there is no teeth to exactly if people don't follow these policies. And he said, as we look ahead to that budget, he's looking to see if cities are complying, and if they're not, perhaps they condition that aid. The other part of it is sort of trying to change the narrative. The governor multiple times today said the state has done everything it can. It is now in the hands of the cities and counties. If that resonates with voters is another question.
Yeah, certainly the tone is changing, and you can see that very clearly. All right, Greg, thank you very much.